Greetings everyone, I am Nathas, the ruler of the underworld, and today we are reacting to the newest chapter of Black Clover, chapter 356, titled Neverland. Yep, those Disney Clover allegations are not stepping in any lower. In fact, now they're even double the size. It's even reaching hell. It's very annoying. So yeah, anyways, before we go to the chapter, some people are probably asking why is this video like a whole week late. Well, you see, the thing is, there's gonna be a break this week, well, the week right now. So I thought it would be best to just push this chapter a bit aside since we have other contact stuff to do last week. So it's just an easier kind of splitting thing. So it will not be need to waste more energy when it's like empty. Plus, I don't. Plus, there's been no spoilers for My Academia out, so it seems like we're not even going to be getting any other chapters. So this is all we're having right now. And I'm not reacting to Ross. Just so we're clear, I'm not reacting to the Ross of 4 nights. We'll talk about when the chapter comes out. But yeah, anyways, let's get into this chapter properly. As then we have Lucy starting to speak with Yuno as he tells Yuno, you are strong. It's true. You need more than that to stop us, though. And then we see a serious face Yuno, making us think there's tension. As then we see those things in the last chapter that are foul balance, but in this chapter we find out they're not that. They're just like some kind of weird flash golems creatures. Then we see a couple of members of Green Manta Squad. As we have them fire, one of them actually screams fire. As then we see a bunch of them like using a bunch of different type of magic against one of those golem thing creatures, like wind, plant, fire, rock, and wind scythes. I'm guessing. But we didn't see that golem just blocking at all that, as well as some poison and water. With its a bunch of different attributes, as it just kind of sends it away as it's kind of like doing this kind of angelic pose. So yeah, as then we have the Green Mantis members be like, it just used several magic attributes at once. And what phenomenal strength! We can't even scratch it! Which, alright, I get this is supposed to be intimidating, and looking at one of these guys' robes, there might even be some this might be Civil Eagles members there, or at least some other royal or more noble faction, because, well, one, they seem to have more different type of robes. It's kind of difficult to say. Again, no color schemes here. But like, what exactly is a bunch of Green Mantis members going to do anything against Paladins? Like, legitimately speaking, what exactly can Green Mantis members do anyone that's farther on the bad guy's side? No. Because in Black Clover's power system, it's literally done in a way where if you have so much overwhelming more mana and magic power than someone, you can literally say, screw any logic, it's just not gonna work. It's just gonna be, block and strike down. So what exactly is a bunch of, again, Green Mantis man was even going to do? I mean, it's not like, I get it, there are spells in universe that are supposed to like counter it, like Magna is a perfect example, but like farther from the common members of the Magic Knights, what are any of them gonna do against anyone that's, I guess, like this golem level or anything? I mean, even Dark Disciples, I feel like would just like even those 5% Dark Disciples, or no, those 5% captains, whatever they were called, will probably just like walk through these guys. But yeah, anyways, then we get Morris giving us exposition time, which kind of surprised that he's not getting his face caved in by now, since he went up against Meliona and Fogolion. Now maybe you want to say Fogolion wouldn't be caving his face in and would let him speak, but Meliona would definitely be face carving, would definitely be turning, it would be combining his face with the earth right now. But I guess for some reason they are allowing him to give exposition, as then we have Morris trying to explain to us these weird creatures. As Morris like, he's taken rebels who weren't suited to the new world and reformed, combined, and transformed them into that world's guardian angels. Traitors who threw the world into confusion have become beings who bring order to it. As we have a close up of Morris, As then we see a full shot of them as more just like, what a rational world. Where I'm creating people who got ants and just turning them into mindless soldiers, which, okay, to be fair, this might just be the design of it, but there's something like weirdly weird about them. Like, I get this probably the idea, but I don't know, something about them just kind of doesn't really fit with the art style. It just kind of feels like a too, too taking an actual angel you have seen at a museum or something in one of the pictures there. As then we see on like one doing the same pose in that form, and we see a bunch of magic knights beating the floor. And again, also I'm not crazy on their designs. So their designs are just like human-esque shapes, a few lines around it, a bit of a face structure, long hair, a halo around, and generic wings. That's it. Like they are very designed. They're nothing special. I mean, it's clearly the Paladins are the ones who got actual designs here. But yeah, well, to be fair, Black Clover was always a bit more minimalistic when it comes to his designs. I forgot to say every single fucking arc. They usually just reduce every single character to one outfit so Tobias will have an easier time drawing it all. But yeah, so we see a bunch of the beaten up random magic knights. Not even that many of them, by looks of things. It just seems to be like a handful. But to be fair, I guess they're supposed to be intimidating. Although early in the stories, the captains was ranked to be about 50 Magic Knights levels, so I'm not really sure if that's impressive or something. But yeah, anyways, then we see members of Green Mantis, as one of them's like, every one of those angels has power like that. I'm guessing it's supposed to be intimidating to them, but again, like, why should we be scared because Green Mantis members can do anything? And we can see like a few members of the Green Mantis falling on their knees as this one guy's like, it's no use, magic knights or nobles. They're just nothing we can do about this. What, they're like Silver Eagle members there? Silver Eagle or Golden Dawn members there that we haven't seen them because of the, color scheme differences? Because unless it's that, I don't really see why that would be making it helpless. Then we see Anne, the guy with the mushroom that was in the Royal Magic Knight exam, shows up and he tells them, no, even so, we have to fight. We must protect the people. As then we see him getting ready for going through his grimoire to use some kind of spell against them. As then we cut to a different era where I think is protected by Blue Rose Knights. As we see a soul appearing, and she's like, even if it's an enemy we don't stand a chance against, no matter how reckless it is, there are peasants who fought battles just as reckless and grown strong. Which is supposed to be a reference to Yuno and Asta, I'm guessing. Trying to make us think these characters are supposed to be like kind of showing their surpassing or something, but like these characters barely grow. Like this would really make more sense if there actually was some growth by these characters, but spoiler, there is barely any growth that you can tell. Like usually at least there will be like some kind of like showing there'll be some damage on their own, but nope. Here it's literally just rely on one person. Anyways, then we have Soul screaming, I can't do less than they did. Well, actually, you can do less than I did, only because you literally have nothing that you could do against them. I mean, I don't imagine there's even like magic that's used that much. Like, I think Soul and God Royce, as long as some father no names, are the only ones who actually use Earth as magic. I might be forgetting some other guy, but I'm pretty sure that guy is probably just a randomly named member of a Magic Knight squad. But yeah, anyways, then we see that Golem roar, as in that other holy creature sends some kind of laser beam or something at it, probably light magic, as it goes to clash with it. That, as in, it blocks the strike, but it uses its arm, and so it's like, I blocked it? Which even my player, she knew she was not going to die as soon as that happens. And don't get your hopes up. It's not like a feat for Soul. It's definitely someone else's feat, or at least someone else's boost. As then we see two, I think, other members of the Blue Rose Knights that are named. As one of them's like, what just? As then we see the other back. Did Soul's magic just get a whole lot stronger? Yep, that's definitely the case. You're not gonna believe that. Like you're gonna find this out comedic what's actually is happening right now. And then we see two little fairies laughing, like, hee hee hee, ah ha ha. Oh, how the illusion of trying to make these guys look strong is so comedic. As then we see someone blowing a hole, as then we see a bunch of wind around that, as then we see giants are bigger and more magnificent looking sylphs saying, hee hee, witness the power of our love. Together, you and I can control the flow of magic and time within the space, shifting our allies' spells and weakening our enemies. As then we see Yuno's weird hand rise up and is glowing. And then it's like, Mana Zone. Star plus wind spirit magic Neverland. As we see this shot of Yuno raising his hand, using this spell, as we have this entire well, I want to say the entire royal capital as well as the like pretty much the entire surrounding area. I mean, I don't want to say it's I want to say that it's like the main city, the main like kingdom, as well as a few of the villages nearby being surrounded in it. That as well as we see Sylph who got a massive MILF upgrade. Like I'm not joking, like she's giant now. And for some reason wearing less clothing. Just go at least increased clothing does not go with an increased body. Because I'm pretty sure the more and more she grows, the less I'm pretty sure that the amount of clothes she wears is the same amount she had from the beginning, but everything else grows. As yeah, so this is an obvious reference to Peter Pan, and you know that you probably overheard this if you saw the sports or anything like that. We'll discuss at the end how I feel about it. But yeah, that's what's going on here. As then we cut to some other father members. We have Klaus, who is pretty much job is just to be like, oh, you guys, who's this point's job is pretty much just to like be like, oh, you know, Asta, you two are magnificent. I acknowledge you two as noble. You two are truly deemed. Like that's literally all he does at this point. But anyways, Klaus says, who have believed it, that cocky newbie. I mean, he pretty much can be cocky now as much as he wants. I mean, this entire battle, he's pretty much relying on his magic at this point. As Cloud's like, I admit it. You have what it takes to be the Wizard King. You just now admit it. I feel this is more like just something that's what has to cross the line. Like it's just something he wanted to happen, but like, all right, we need Klaus to acknowledge, you know, as the next as someone who can be the Wizard King. Because let's be real, the King of the Spirit Kingdom is absolutely worthless. As there I have you know, Klaus screaming, "Let's go!" As he has some members of the Golden Dawn are going, as there's also a couple of small fairies around them. We see pretty much all of the like named members, as well as a few who we've seen of the Golden Dawn members, with Klaus and Mimosa being the only two gone. Although Langris and Mimosa being the only two gone, with Langris possibly being below Litois face, I want to Litois head. I don't know. It's very difficult to say. Or maybe he's somewhere else. Like he left the Golden Dawn, so maybe he's not even. Maybe like he's definitely gonna be helping, like similar way he helped in the Spade arc. But I don't know if he's a Golden Dawn member again. But yeah, we see this shot. And as for where Mimosa is, honestly, at this point, I'm not convinced that Tabata just doesn't think Mimosa is a black bull with just a light colored black robe. I mean, let's be real here. When is she ever with the Golden Dawn at this point? Kind of funny how we started the series off with Klaus, Yuno, and Mimosa being a team, but now this team is like never together again. Like Klaus, Yuno's doing some important shit. Klaus is somewhere amongst the background characters, and Mimosa is somewhere with the Black Bulls because I don't know. I mean, to be fair, it's not confirmed that Mimosa isn't with the Black Bulls. It's just, you know, she's not there. And I would assume that would mean that it's kind of similar to the first war against the Quincy's in Bleach, where all the healers or the entire 4th Division was told to go into safe houses so they would be able to then come and heal all the wounded soldiers after the battle. But I don't really know that's true, or the case or not. But anyways, then we see, I think, some members of the Purple Orcas as they're like, we were about to die without even being able to struggle. As then we see members of the, I want to say called peacocks because the two hairstyles that we see here are very similar. As we see them be like, thanks to this magic, we can go down fighting. As then we see some, I think Green Mantis members screaming, we are magic knights, fight! Fight! End! Then I don't know. As we see them going up against these creatures. So yeah. Thanks to the entire military of Magic Knights entirely relied is on Yuno's magic to be able to defeat these guys. Does anyone else feel like Tabata is just giving Yuno whatever random power up he can think of that makes even more level of sense? But yeah, anyways, then we cut to some light as we get some Lucius teleporting behind Yuno as we get a cool shot as we even have Lucius having a bit of a smock and then he uses time magic to surround Yuno as then we have Lucius says going all moon speed on us with no mouth. It's probably gonna be different in the in the official releases. As we have Lucius thinking to himself, my time magic attacks are based on deterioration and ancient. This spell manipulates time, speeding it up, but in Neverland, time as you know the response to him, time stands still. So no, Yuno's magic is essentially immune to time magic. Whatever. As they will see Lucius just respond to him, that magic really does seem as if it was created specifically to defy me. I wouldn't say it was the magic that was created to specifically defy you. It seems like it was the very combination of these spells that were made to specifically so you could go up against you, because otherwise you'd just be, whooping the floor with him. He would be that. He would be boom. As then we have Lucius telling him, it's horrible. I know it. You are my rival. For some fucking reason, I don't know if that's really a rival, or I would say just that you are my enemy, you are my mortal enemy, or you are my one thing that can threaten me. Like, I don't know why he says rival. I mean, I know the point is just to have a cool, badass line, counter argument by, because, I'm saying, you're not even up to my shoes or something. It would not really be the best, because, it's more impactful because, how much they're mentioning rivals. Funny enough, Leopold is the only guy who said they are rivals but has never appeared, and yet every other character that's appeared in Black Clover has seemingly is going to be more likely. Well, except the Diamond Kingdom, but that's besides the point. But as then we see Yuno in his glowy hand, who I think has like a weird Clover Kingdom tattoo, as he just responds, he goes Spirit Dive with, I already have a rival, and it's not you or Leopold! Why the fuck do we even have him say that if he's not even gonna do anything or appear anymore? And then we see Yuno using Spirit of Zephyr as he cuts down one of Lucius's horns and cuts into and seems to be going to strike Lucius' body. End of chapter. Break this week, but luckily we've already waited long enough, so next week is just gonna be a new chapter. So yeah, let's talk about Yuno's power up, if we shall. Now, I knew that Yuno was I feel like everyone knew, and especially Yuno's gonna get a new spell that will allow him to beat or damage Lucius. I feel like that was a given. I don't think anyone's gonna say, oh, they were not expecting this. And this point, it's kind of just the trend. And I also do not have an issue with this new spell and Yuno's new power being able to cut one of Lucius' horns. I feel like this is just gonna be, used to show that he can use his siblings' magic, because, he said he'll use them and he'll absorb them into him, so kind of, using what you assets, showing an asset that just has to be, that's the most well established as regeneration. So I feel like this is gonna be happening, and I don't mind because I feel like this is going to lead to a good moment where Lucius was going to reveal, oh, I took my brother's my brother's regeneration magic, and now I can use it. And I feel like this could also spear into a moment where Yuno's like, what does a brother mean to you? That you would just strip them, since again, no one likes of the main characters likes Electra, and that's why no one's like gonna be crying or anything or shedding a tear. But you think they would at least be disgusted at Lucius, like, why would you strip your siblings of your magic or whatever? Like, noteworthy. Now I was thinking that Lucius might have turned his siblings into those creatures, but I do not. But by Morse's description, it doesn't sound like his siblings would fall into that category. Or at least I don't see why they would fall in that category. So it seems like they are not those creatures. So whatever is up with them, I don't know. We still have to wait and see. But as for everything else, but as for everything else, I don't know. Where are they? God knows where. Where is Andromeda? Who knows where as well. But regardless, I feel like this is what's going to be happening here. This is supposed to be a build-up where we have Lucius get damaged, but he says it's nothing. You wanna know why? Because I have time magic plus my brother's regeneration. It's literally like it never happened. How I could even see the the first pages of next chapter be something like goes through it, but then immediately he's already healed. Like couldn't even check to see if he was got a hit. Like it was literally just nothing. So I could see this, so I have no issue. But what I do have issue is just how fucking broken the Neverland spell is. Like, I get the inspiration. It's supposed to be based off Neverland from Peter Pan, which was foreshadowed way earlier in the series, I believe volume 3, where where time kinda stopped, or it could just be back for a moment. But whatever, stopped, and I get that. My issue is this spell is so effective, so wide ranging, so OP in a sense, yet it only requires to combine wind and star magic that he only had for a year and a half. No, year and 3 months of it, not even a year and a half. So literally, just star magic is so brand new, yet he's already so proficient, so well versed in it that he can create a spell on his own. That's what I call BS. Now, I would not have a problem if this was like a star and wind magic or star magic and Dorothy's dream magic combined, since I feel that would make more sense personally. However, in Rill's painting magic, I feel combining with star magic would also make a lot of sense. But it's not. It's just on his own. And there are facts of it, like making all of his an army's number. Remember, an army is mana strong enough, and making another. Okay, to be fair, not an army, like a almost 50 people's magic, and or even that, like weaker, just feels too much. Like it literally feels like got and the most broken of all broken powers. I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be, again, and us are supposed to be always paralleling each other. But when one gets an insane power up, gets an insane power up. But us is at least understandable and I'm not insane. Like, it's not like Asta with his anti-magic is just like, boom, no magic in space. It's like just a fist fight in his base form. No, he has to go on his black forms. He has to use his swords. But just in his base form, boom, everyone's strong enough and my opponents are all weaker. I win. Like this is like insane how broken in the power gap is. And again, like the spell, I don't mind what happened with Carl Lucius. I thought we all knew it was coming, but the fact it's all just him on his own, learning this spell without any kind of issues. Now and how actually it's only been a week since he knew about Lucius the Threat. So in a week he learned this spell. That's where I call BS and where it's like just exaggerating. But whatever. Let's hope we get a final battle between and Narcissus so Asta can beat the shit out of him at least once. But whatever. So overall, this chapter, it's not like anything is unsuspected. The context stuff isn't a problem, but how that thing played out is the problem. But yeah, anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.